Hi, my mate Vince here, and in this video today we're going to try to fix up these items which have had no prior repair attempts on them. So I'm going to call them honest faults. It's so much easier when you try to fix something that hasn't already been attempted, because it means normally on places like eBay all the easy fixes have already gone. They've been sold on as working. So these ones here have all been retired from use because they've gone faulty, but they haven't been looked at. This one here is completely dead. This one here works, but it doesn't light up. It should light up like a candle. Thermometer completely dead, and the Amiga here is missing a crown, but the Amiga watch might be a fake. I'll tell you more about that later. If it's a fake, it won't be getting fixed. I'm looking forward to seeing the inside of that one to see if it is fake or real. I'll tell you the story about that one later. These were all sent over to me by a friend named Mike. Let's see at the end of the video how many we can get fixed. Place your bets now. Let's take them over to the yellow mat. What? Who is this imposter? Look at it! But how nice is that yellow? I first of all seen a yellow mat over on Dorian's channel, Hoover Lux Restorations, and as soon as I seen it I was smitten. I had to have one, but when I looked into them I could only get them from America, but now I can get them in the UK. So I ordered myself up one. I think it makes a nice change from the blue mat. So anyway, let's start off with maybe one of the easier fixes. So let's pop a battery in the back and see what this one is doing. So this is one of these ones that have the probe on to measure meat. You know, you jab it in your meat, boop, and then it says here beef, veal, lamb, pork, pre-cooked ham, chicken, turkey, poultry. So let's pop a battery in. I presume it's going to be, does it say anywhere what it should be? No. You may hear a rattling noise when you shake the thermometer because there is a gravity sensor inside rather than abnormal component. Please rest assured to use. Well, it doesn't say what it should be, but it looks like it's going to be one of these. Right, let's see now what's happening. So I presume it comes on when you open it up and it's not doing anything. So let's take it apart. I'm wondering, is it a problem with the switch? Seems so weird being on a yellow mat. It's actually hurting my eyes a little bit. It seems so bright. I think it will look nice on camera though. First things first, let's just make sure the battery is 3 volts. So go to volts DC. 3.2 volts, so the battery's fine. Right, well, I don't think it's been opened because that little sticker, but it could have been peeled before. Now, oh, I can hear a click. Now I'm going to put the battery back in. I don't think I heard a click beforehand, so let's put the battery back in here. No, so it's clicking, but there's nothing coming up on the screen. So let's go to continuity. Let's see if the click makes a sound, and then we know that it is actually working. So, oh, it's just a micro switch here. Look. It's always interesting to see how things work. So it's going to be on these two here. So if I go to these two, ooh, it's not there's no continuity there. Let's try it straight on here. Oh, there we go. I think we found the problem. The switch is not working. So let's have a look now. So it's soldered on there. Why is this switch not working? How's it held in? No, there's nothing there at all. Just going to go to resistance, just to see what ohm reading it's giving. Right, so it's in the mega ohms at the moment. Go to click it. It's still in the mega ohms, makes no difference. Right, so that switch is not doing what it needs to do. Now, can I take that apart? Because I haven't got one of them. Let's zoom right in. Well, it looks like there's a little catch here, doesn't there? If I was real gentle, I might be able to just lift that up here. Or is it going to break? That's that side loose. Let's loosen up this side. Come on. Presume this is all going to spring out. There we go. Ready? Now, what's going on in here? So that is normal. So that is literally just a clip, and it's not even sprung loaded. It's this thing here which is sprung loaded. Right, is that corrosion? Well, I don't know what you think, but I think that looks corroded, doesn't it? Right, let's get the IPA, and let's try to clean that. So all that happens is when it goes down, you see the red wires attached to this one here, black wires attached to this one here, it must be. And then when the switch goes down, it just joins the red wire to the black wire. Let's just confirm that. Red wire is here. Black wire is... Oh, the black wire's on the outer one. Oh, okay, sorry, yeah, it's when the switch opens, of course. It's when the switch opens that it then hits the top one there. Right, so it must be just dirty contacts here. Yeah, let's get some IPA on that. So this is isopropyl alcohol. Right, okay. I'm going to put that lid straight back on and test it. Actually, a bit of deoxit on there. Well, that plastic bit goes on the red side here. Clip it in. Oh, it's making the click. Let's see now if we've got continuity. So, here and here. Yes. Result. Let's pop it back together. I can hear it clicking. And the wires are out of harm's way, I think. What is this actually? I just want to see what this gravity sensor thing is that's wobbling. A gravity sensor. Well, there's nothing on that side. So what is oh, is it this thing? Hold on. I can't detect where that's coming from, but that's the only component on the board, so it has to be that, doesn't it? There must be some sort of balls or something in here. Well, it seems to do something, but I don't know what it does. Maybe there's some balls in there that when it hits, it shorts the it shorts out. Right, what do you reckon? Do you think it's going to work? I think yes. So now, ta-da! Excellent. Ooh, we have a little light as well. Nice. Oh, and this does... Hold on, do you have to hold it down for Fahrenheit? Yeah, Fahrenheit. Celsius. Right, let's leave it on Fahrenheit. I'll try heating it up with my hands. And max, min, and hold. Okay, so that will hold the temperature. Right, okay, let's see if it heats up. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. I'm going to stick it under my armpit, see what temperature I'm at. I'm only joking, it's going back to Mike. Right, I could stick it somewhere else. Right, that's it. And will it go off? Yes, it will. So there we have it. Not sure what the gravity thing is for. I really don't know what that would be for. Put it down in the comments if you know. Oh, I do know. Oh, that's clever. Look. It doesn't matter which way around you hold it, it will read. So you see right now it's reading this way. Look, can you see that? And now let me flip it this way around and it flips. So look, can you see it flipping? There. That's clever, isn't it? Do you know what? Nice little device. That actually would have been perfect as a tea break repair in its own right, but it's part of this larger video. Let's move straight on to the next one. We have lots to get through. Next up, we have this Sonos speaker here. And it says here, model plays 5. Now, I think it was this brand? There was a brand where basically they were letting you, I don't want to say it's Sonos because it might not be, but they were letting you upgrade to the next model. And what they were doing is they were remotely bricking the model you had, which was like really bad for the environment. I'm not saying it's Sonos, I don't know who it was, but there was a big manufacturer that was doing that. And of course, these items are ending up on eBay. Fine if you want to change out the speakers or the buttons here, but the actual board itself has been bricked to stop it from working, which is really bad, but it was then giving you a discount. By doing that, it was giving you the discount on the next model to incentivize you to buy the next model. But really bad. Right, okay, so this one here is completely dead. I've plugged it in at the moment. So, first things first, let's see if we have, because on this one, the fuse hasn't been checked. So the backstory on this one is it was left in France, it was working, they came back then however many months later, and it was no longer working. So let's see if it is fuse related. So, we're going to continuity. And we are going to neutral. Not sure which neutral is on this side, but let's have a look. Yeah, okay, we got neutral and live. Of course, it's live that's going to be on the fuse, isn't it? Oh, we made a beep, hold on. See, honest fix, I think it might be fuse. But these are real faults. Oh, there's no fuse in it. What? Okay, I think I know what's happened here. I think that Mike has probably brought a lead over or swapped a lead over, and the one he swapped it with doesn't have a fuse in. Right, okay. Well, that's why this one is not going to work. I presume a 3 amp fuse will be absolutely fine with it. Does it have any wattage on it here? 2 amps, 240 volts, 2 amps. So we are talking about a maximum of 480 watts. So basically 3 amp fuse will be absolutely fine. Right, one 3 amp fuse. Now, obviously, if the problem was like it doesn't connect via Bluetooth or something, then you would say that this lead's just been swapped out. But Mike did say the problem is that it's got no power. Right, now let's just see if we have continuity on the live. There we go. Well, in a way, a slight bit of a shame because the Sonos was probably going to be the most... well, actually, no, I think the Amiga Watch will be the most interesting one. Any light on? Yeah, there we go. We've got a light on now. Right, okay. Let me just see. Let me connect it to my phone. Oh my, what a ball ache. So I've just looked on Bluetooth and it's recognised as bedroom. And then when I go to click it, it gives me a number and it says cannot pair because I need to have the app. And to have the app, you need to have an account with them. Anyway, I thought, forget that. But then I thought I'm going to get comments saying, you should have set it up, blah, 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 blah. So what I'm going to do is set it up, but it means I have to reset this one here. So Mike will have to reset it to his system when I give it back to him. But check this out. What you do is you hold down the mute button and you plug it in here and it will go to an orange flashing light and then it will go to green. So you have to keep holding it. There we go, orange, and now after a while it will go to green, and that means then I can set it up under my account. I thought I'd be able to just connect it up as a Bluetooth speaker. Okay, there we go, green. Oh, that's green now, isn't it, there? The mute screen. Right, okay, that must mean it's ready to set up. Let me just set up with my account and then we'll test it. Okay, I've lost the will to live on this one here. I'm just going to give it back to Mike. The problem was no power, and you've seen the reason it was no power was that there was no fuse in the plug. I had to set up an account. All I wanted to do was just connect it up to my phone just to see if I could get sound out of it, but I had to make a Sonos account. I had to download the app. Then I had to update this thing here. It didn't want to do it via Wi-Fi, so then I had to do it via a wired connection, and then I had to update the app. That took absolutely ages to update the app, and after all that, it's come up with incompatible with Sonos S2. I believe Sonos S2 is the app, and then I go to upgrade here, and they're bringing you to their website to try to sell you a nice new product. So I'm going to give it back to Mike, let him deal with it there. He'll know more about this system. I don't, and it's not a fix-it video. It's just a case of changing the fuse in the plug. So let's move on to the next product. This item here wasn't actually faulty. Okay, next up we have this Bluetooth speaker here, and if we turn it on, I can hear that it's actually working. I hear a beep, but look, when we hit this light here, it's supposed to have this flame effect going on. You're supposed to use it outdoors, but nothing's happening. And now when I turn it off, listen. There you go. So the sound's working and it sounds like the board has power and stuff. It's just the light's not working. So is it going to be a problem with the switch? I'm thinking maybe. Or is it going to be some sort of connection issue on the inside? Not too sure. I can see a little crosshead screw here and over here. These things are still available, I think, from places like Amazon for around about £35. Right, so I presume this whole lid comes off. Okay, there's probably going to be a bit of damage caused by the time I get this off. I've already slipped once. Here we go. So it's screwed and clipped. Right, I'm going to start by just working up here. So that's the speaker here. To be fair, it looks like it's quite nicely put together. Let's just be careful with this ribbon cable. I'm going to undo this here, and this will allow me access to the switch. Right, so that's there now. There we go, board pops out. Excellent. Right, so light switch in the middle here. Let's see if we have continuity on it. It all looks immaculate. So normally on these it's diagonals. Okay, switch is working. Oh, but that side's not, so I suppose it depends where it's connected. Oh no, it is working. Right, okay, so it's not the switch. Could it be the ribbon cable? Let's turn it on. I presume you don't have to sync it up to your phone in order to get the lights to come on. Let's see whether we got any voltage on that switch. No, there's no voltage there, is there? So now let's turn it off. There's no voltage there, so is that a problem? This ribbon cable, I wonder. I think we've got to get down more into the actual lights of this, so I'll have to take it apart completely. And while we're stripping this down further, I'll give a shout out to my mate Vince Mahusiv. This month the members are kitdigital.com, Kip Hakes, Max Rokotansky, Having Fun Repairs, Ellensburg Amplifier Repair and Service, Will Michaelis, Chris Seal, Felipe at MrKeeves.com, DJ VG, Edda Scarbett, Pigsy, Kenneth Blenstrop Sorensen, Gabe McCandless, Extreme 401, Robert from Timsy's Auto Air, and Daniel Watson. Thank you very much. Now we have this next board out to look at. Oh, okay, so this is just a speaker. Let's unplug that. There we go. 4 ohm, 5 watt. We know the speaker works because we can hear that it's making sounds. Right, I'm just going to take a quick picture of this so I know which way round to put the ribbon cable. Ooh, wow. Okay, so a load of LEDs and a battery. They all seem to be soldered okay. Well, when I did that, the lights flicked on just for a second. Right, so I suppose what I have to do is check for continuity between the pin of the switch and see if it makes its way down to here on the board. Do you know what? I don't think this is going to be fixable. I think it's faulty from new. So fiddly to work on. So it looks like it's the third one along. Yeah, the third one along, yeah? Right, let's zoom right in on the third one along. Third one, so where does it go to? Goes to this test point here. Right, so the test point there, so we should be able to go to ground to there, and when we press the button it should work. Let's use a ground here and press the button. Yeah, right, so definitely nothing wrong with the circuit to there. But is it travelling down here? Plug this back in. Hope this is in the right way from manufacture. Well, mind you, it has to be, doesn't it, because the other buttons work. Okay, so now, not coming up here, let's see the other side. Yeah, it's coming up here. Right, so it's the second pin along here. So if we were to go to here and a ground here, when we press the button here, it works. So we know that all this part here is okay, yeah? So now let's go, oh, look at that. Look at that there. I mean, that hasn't just happened now, has it? Oh, it's just a bit of fluff. Oh, I thought that was a burn for a minute. But anyway, we've got continuity, so it's not there. So we need to go from the second pin here forward and zoom in and see what's happening. So it goes to there. It goes through there. Where does it go to then? ESD inductor. Then does it go through the board? Light there. So it travels all the way down to there, and that's ground. Ah, hold on now. Do we have a break here? Is this the problem? Yeah, look. Mind you. Yeah, that's, hold on one second now. Go into here, so that's going to be going to, I presume, this one here. And look, it says snapped. I mean, I hope that wasn't me taking it apart. Isn't it nice following the fault round? It's still just barely connected there, isn't it? But that's insulated from there, isn't it? Is it because it's not going off in this direction? Is it because this track's broken here, this one here? No, that's the... I can't tell what's track and what's copper. This is copper here, isn't it? That doesn't go to there, I don't think. This is an interesting one. That's definitely in contact there, but it's not in contact down here. So maybe this is the main path. Maybe it goes via here to begin with. Or this could have been me taking it apart. Right, so that all looks intact there. It's this bit here which is broken, the track going off down this way. So I think if I was to solder that onto here, then it would be okay, because the track going off this side is alright. Yeah, that track's completely broken there. Now, is the copper on this side or the other side? Yeah, I don't know, I think it's in there. I think it still has like a plastic film on it. Might be running along the other side. There we go, now I'm breaking through to the copper. Right, let me put the soldering line on, hopefully that will just melt through it. So if I solder this onto here, I wonder whether that fixed the problem. In which case then it's been, looks like it's been faulty since new. Yeah, there we go. Right, okay, let's solder it up and see if it fixes it. Just want to try to fill in this bottom bit as well. There we go. Yeah, and that one is definitely intact. Right, let's connect the battery back up and see if the lights come to life. Okay, here goes. Turn it on. Results. Look at that. Oh, that'll make a good thumbnail. Well, it won't really, will it? It's only nice because it's flickering. Wow, okay. That was a real nice one. So now, let me put a little bit off. Let me undo all this. No, I can leave that connected. Let me, actually, I could end up breaking that ribbon cable. Let me put a little bit off nail varnish on there to protect that. But yeah, that's it. That was, I would say that was faulty from manufacturer. I think Mike might have said it was faulty from new. I love chasing faults like that. For me, it's such a good feeling. Fixing something is just so nice. Always has been. I hope I don't ever get bored of it. Right, there we go. I'm just going to let that dry and then we can pop this back together. Okay, we're going to click it back in. Oh, I've accidentally turned it on. That was a spoiler. Okay, there we go. Now let's just connect it up to my phone. Okay, connected up first time without any downloading of apps or registering details. And if you have a listen now, you will hear the sounds coming through here. How much amps these batteries pump out here? They're 1.5 volts. 100 milliamps, 1 amp, so 2 amp, I'm not too sure. But still, we'll start with 2 and see what happens. Also, these are 1.5 volts. So we need to get them up to 3.7. Pause that. So it looks like the light doesn't go with the music, it's just a random pattern of flickering lights. Now, yes, I know you think it's just pure novelty, but I think if it was completely dark, let me just turn the lights off here. I think if it was dark, then I think that would look quite nice if you were having a barbecue outside. There's a lot of realism to that. So there we have it, a nice little thing, but more so a lovely fix on the inside. Right, let's get over to the main event, which is the watch. Now the main event here, the Omega Speedmaster with the missing crown. But you can see when I give it a shake, it does actually work, and it's automatic because you can see it's not ticking round, and it works by movement. So I'm only going to get a new crown for this, obviously, if it's a real Omega. But let's zoom in and let's see what we think. So you're going to be playing it along with me. I haven't opened this up. Mike hasn't opened it up. He's had it for years and years. I think he said about 10 years. Now, the backstory is, you can have a good look at that while I'm chatting away. Backstory is, he was at a car boot sale and a seller had loads of things, jewellery and watches, behind a glass cabinet, some nice stuff. And he wanted 100, I think 170 or no, 150 pound for this, I think it was. And Mike wasn't sure if it was real or not, so he left it. But then at the end, he went back to him and said, look, I'll give you 70 quid. And I think they agreed on 90 pounds, but he doesn't know if it's real or fake. Now, immediately everybody's going to say it's fake, it's a car boot sale, and also 90 pound. But 10 years ago, watches were not worth anything like they're worth now. But I've got massive suspicions about this watch here. So what have I spotted? Straight away, the lume's gone here, but that doesn't mean it's fake. Little things like, obviously this is a high-end watch. If you look at the 5, can you see? But you tell me what you see in the comments down below. The 5 to me is lower to the bottom than it is to the top. Now, on a watch like this, you'll normally find that it's spot on. You know, it will have the same distance between the top and the bottom. We will zoom in more later and see what we think. Other things I've noticed is the bracelet. Look at the fit and finish there. It's bad. I mean, even you could say, okay, it's worn, but even if you push that in, there's still no finish there. Look at it. There's a millimetre gap in the middle. So the bracelet doesn't look right to me at all. The very fact the crown snaps, I know that can happen, but you know, it's normally well-made watches last quite a long time. Something doesn't look right here. I see that they've done the finish different here. Is it trying to mimic completely separate bracelets going down? You know, completely separate links like this going down here. Not too sure. Again, that doesn't quite look right to me. The mould in there looks really soft. It doesn't look like crisp lines on that. Obviously I haven't got another one to compare to. And this thing now is a massive, let me just hide it, this for me is the kind of main thing that's screaming incorrect. So first of all, it's got quite a nice clasp. When you pinch it here, it comes up, it feels quite solid, clicks in with nice firmness. It all looks relatively okay like that. Obviously there's plenty of wear on it, so it's been worn. But look here. Now, to me, that I haven't got one of these watches to compare to. Why is that off to one side? People are going to say, yeah, it's so you can press it here. But there should be a press on both sides then, and that should be in the middle. And then if that is just on one side, because to be fair, you only need it on one side, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no way a high-end watch, I don't think, would have it off to one centre, off centre like that. It doesn't look right, does it? Doesn't. In fact, it doesn't even. Is it even straight? That's not right. That should be. I don't know. I think it should be more down here and in the middle. See, I know they can't put it in the middle there because it's going to be off the edge, but that just looks like it's a bracelet off another watch, and as an afterthought, they've just stamped Omega onto it. Also, here, the moulding to me doesn't look great. Doesn't look that crisp. Everything just seems a bit. When you look around here, it doesn't seem. Can you see there's like dents and stuff in it? It doesn't seem right. But I don't know, hopefully we're going to tell by the inside, because the dial and stuff all looks pretty good. Let's zoom right the way in and see if we can see any issues with the font. Well, I mean, I think it looks okay. Let's have a look here. Looks off centre to me. It's supposed to be hollow in the middle there. It's got loom at the edge. I mean, it certainly doesn't look awful. It doesn't look awful. And when we take it off, I might be like, oh my word, it is real. Maybe the bracelet is like aftermarket. Most of the problems to me seem to come from the bracelet. But anyway, let's take the back off, and hopefully it will become plainly clear on the inside whether it's real or fake or not. So let me just try to take this out here. There we go. Right, now, I've got a ball to try and get rid of this. So this is going to unscrew. So I'm just going to use this and hopefully friction. Oh my god, look how loose that is. look how loose that is. Well, there we go. We have our answer, don't we? Look at that inside movement there. Cheap, 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 cheap. There's no way that Omega would be using a plastic spacer like that. And if we move that round here, there we go. You can see there's just no finish to it at all. Omega's not stamped anywhere. There's no movement identification on there. So yeah, even if you wanted to fix it, you'd probably struggle to get a crown for this. I presume it's supposed to be some helium release valve. Does it even turn or do anything? Don't even know. Is that? It seems to turn. Shame I can't just nick this one and put it on. At least then it'd be a working watch. Don't know what's happening there. Let's see if we can at least release the. Yeah, there you go, there's a little pusher here, you see, to release it. So let me get one set of tweezers to push, and then I'll try to. Normally you can just take it out with your thumb, but obviously the crown's not there. I'm just going to push down on that and see if I can take this out. Here we go. There we go. Right, okay, so I do have a box of crowns here. Unfortunately, this is like the biggest silver crown I've got, and actually the gold ones are the same size, but they're just a different colour. And if you have a look, can you see it doesn't fit in, because this bit here is not, there's not enough clearance to allow that to go into there. So unfortunately, that's not going to work. But what I did is, I took out the movement, you can see it here. I know I should be wearing gloves, it's a fake movement, it's worthless. Have a look at the helium escape valve. It's not even, which you would expect. It's not doing anything, yeah? It's just no water, nothing's going to get in there. It doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, because there's nothing on the inside there, so nothing's to escape. But I did manage to take this off by just using long nose pliers, and I kept twisting and it came off because it was just glued on. Now there was a load of glue in this middle bit here, so obviously this is the same crown, I think, that goes on here. It's just they've stuck it on the side. That does actually fit there. So what I did is there was a load of glue in the middle bit here, so I've got my soldering iron and I just kept heating up the middle of it here to try to melt the glue out of it. And yeah, the glue was kind of bubbling up on the edges. So now I'm thinking I should be able to screw this into here, because this is just on a screw thread. Right, okay, what I did is I just put a tiny little bit of super glue on the end there and tightened it up, and it seems to be insecure now. So let's see if that's going to have dragged it in. Yes, it has. Excellent. Right, okay, is this relatively centered? Yes, it is. Right, so the date's moving fine. I'm just going to go around to the first and then see if it changes over at 12 and how close it changes. To be fair, the crown seems to be working quite well now. No, so it hasn't got a quick change either. Okay, but it did change. So there we have it, a functioning watch. Obviously it's missing the helium release valve from up here, but it doesn't go into the watch anyway, it's purely there for decoration. So although it's a fake, at least it does what it's supposed to do. Deceive and work, but you can see how horrible the inside is, and probably the same as just a cheap automatic watch that you would probably pick up for 30 or 40 pounds. So yeah, that is it. Right, quick summary. So there we have it, 4 items with honest faults, and really 4 out of 4 fixes pretty much, give or take, whether you can call the watch a fix, and that one over there wasn't actually faulty anyway. So the biggest letdown for me was a Sonos speaker, because it was just a fuse. The thing I was looking forward to the most was the watch there, but actually the thing that I enjoyed fixing the most by far was this one here, followed closely by this one. What did it for me on this one was that little gravity sensor where it flips the display. I think that's a really nice little touch. I like that. So then if you twist it that way, look, very clever. So I really, yeah, I really like that idea there. But yeah, I suppose really it has to be the fault finding on that little one there. So it just shows you shouldn't just throw things away. I haven't used any real skill here, just kind of doing what's obvious. If this is not working, is it going to be the battery? Is it going to be the on and off switch? If this isn't working, is it the switch here? Tracing the switch back, and then you can see, without even using specialist tools, you can physically see with your eyes that there was a break there. So all very, very interesting. Keeps it out of landfill, and for me, it's the enjoyment of getting things working. So that is it for this video. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Big thumbs up to Mike, big thumbs up to everybody watching this, and I will hopefully see you all very soon. Take care, everyone.